Murals on Museum Activity, Belfast. The project involved groups from different traditional backgrounds who worked together on a project where they explored the legacy of the conflict while promoting Belfast City as a place of peace, trust and tolerance through their artistic activity.
Although the programme was set up by the Workers' Educational Association, the community groups involved were the Vine Centre, Balnafie Community Development Association and Fourth Spring Intercommunity Group. Right from the very start, one of the ambitions for the project, which came from one of the participants, was that she hoped they would be allowed to feel like celebrities. Generally, the participants were a little more experienced, shall we say, but there were also a few younger people in their 20s. The majority came from Belfast, and an added extra were 4 people from the United States who were living here during the time of the programme. Their input and different perspectives were very enlightening. You might well be familiar with the term MOMA, which usually stands for Museum of Modern Art in New York. Our project has borrowed this title and for us stands for Murals on Museum Activity, Belfast. The workshops were delivered mostly in the newly refurbished Ulster Museum, who was another partner in the project, and particular areas of interest were the new Troubles and Art Discovery work areas. Museum staff supported the project by introducing the participants to relevant exhibits, and this was followed by further learning opportunities presented by WEA staff and tutors, who addressed community relation issues, together with a series of visual art and digital photography workshops.
Learners were encouraged to develop a vision for a future Belfast. What would they like their city to be in the future? What would it look like? This mental picture seemed difficult to define, and when they shared their experiences of living through the hard times, it was clear to see how imagining beyond this is easier said than done. The troubled space in the museum proved to be a difficult place for the group to visit, as they felt that it brought back a lot of memories. 30 years of conflict is difficult to move on from, especially if it has consciously or unconsciously shaped your life for so long. They each had their own recollections, experiences and feelings. They lowered their voices as they spoke of those times, and they kept saying that they can't go back to this, we really have to move on. We can't let the young ones go back to this because they just don't know how terrible it was. There was an emphasis on the fresh images and the vision for the future, which for this group was the past that lies before them. One participant quoted Father Finian, who said, "Only say the things that will inform the future that you want."
There were also many lighter moments. We laughed a lot. Many shared experiences of their early married days at the beginning of the Troubles. Jimmy Young, great bargains and bomb sales, looted shops. Would those who stole carpets please come back for the underfell? These stories continued, as did the laughter, which had become an essential ingredient through the hard times, and now this programme as well. These people, who had experienced so much in their lifetimes, knew not to take things too seriously. They considered quotes from Sean Scully, C.S. Lewis and John Paul Lederach, words of hope, words of vision. The group was adamant that we have to move on and get on. Everyone has to work together. All of the different cultures getting on better in the future.
The refurbished museum had just opened a few months before we started the project, and it wasn't long before the participants called it their own, or their usual place. Self-confidence and assertiveness of individuals grew, and most of the group will achieve accredited certificates for their achievements. We also went on a bus tour of the familiar sights of their city, but this time we were asked to look at them through the lenses of cameras. Photographs taken on this trip were used and further developed in the artwork. A range of art pieces were produced which considered images of existing murals colours and symbols associated with traditional backgrounds and also incorporated visual aspects of vibrant Belfast in the pursuit of developing new images for the future of the capital city. Consideration was given to overlapping the created pictures and forming further images where new colours emerged, forming a new work and a new language based on the collective identity of the group. The next stage of the project involved some technical expertise, as this imagery was adapted so that it could be projected onto the facade and walls of the museum building. This was quite literally future projection, and the new murals were displayed on the museum walls.
The development of the idea and the creative artwork produced form an exhibition to be displayed in the museum and will travel around the participating centres in Belfast over the weeks following the museum showing. A virtual exhibition will also be available for these organisations, and the work will be seen as part of the showcase event for all of the Creative Legacies projects, which are part of Belfast City Council's Creative Legacies programme, funded by the European Regional Development Fund under the Peace 3 programme, which will take place in the Ulster Hall in March 2011. These will no doubt be the ideal opportunities for all who have been involved and others to come and see the work and feel like celebrities.